Hi everyone, so here we are with MDPen live and we're going to be talking about microneedling for the hands. So today I am here with our amazing MDPen educator Nadine Soni. Nadine has been an esthetician for 13 years and she has been an MDPen educator for 3 years. And I think you've been microneedling, you've been an esthetician in the Atlanta area this whole time, or have you been in other?
It's been in Atlanta, and I'm also actually licensed in California because I've practiced out there for a little while. But been doing the microneedling here, which is pretty exciting.
Okay.
And so I'm excited to talk about today's topic, which is the hands.
Yep.
So,
all right, so let's talk about microneedling for hands.
So this is an exciting topic for me because I think sometimes the hands are overlooked. Being in the skincare world, we're always thinking about our face. But hands can be something that also ages. Sometimes, we'll take care of our face and then you look at someone's hands and they look 10 to 15 years older. So microneedling is wonderful for helping with restoring your skin on your hands from fixing like what sun damage has done or just natural aging, sunspots, just making your skin smoother, firmer.
And what's interesting is that hands are just exposed a lot more than other parts of our body. If you think about driving, your hands are on the steering wheel.
True.
Cooking, your hands under hot water, any sort of chemical.
They take a lot more abuse, I think, than the face. And I think that they're forgotten. We're not exfoliating. We're not doing the moisturizing as we should on a daily basis. So this really, this is a treatment that is a game changer. So with the microneedling, the way that it helps is that the needles are going to cause microchannels to the skin. These microchannels, when they are open, it helps the serums go into your skin better, deeper, hydrating your skin on your hands. Also, that it will help generate the new collagen and elastin, and it'll also spark the body's healing process using the body's own growth factors. So better than any product, we've got our own growth factors, but better than any product, it's really nice when we're putting our body to work.
Exactly.
So that's the nice thing about what the pen will do for your hands. So for the first step, when you're doing the hands, you always want to cleanse the area. So people, before taking your pictures, make sure that you're cleansing the area. You don't want to have any lotion on, any shimmer. Just have your client wash their hands in the sink, or you can wash them. And then after you've washed their hands, make sure that you take your before picture. So you're getting a true and accurate before picture.
Exactly. And we have an example here where if you can actually see in the camera, she's getting both hands. There's no, it's a black background, so there's no distraction. So you'll really be able to get the optimal before and after picture.
And I'm glad you brought that up. The thing that I would like to mention too is be consistent with your lighting. So be fair to yourself and also be true to the client and take the picture in the same lighting, same place every time. And you'll definitely see a difference each time that you do this. But definitely pictures are important, and again, just on a bare hand.
Exactly. Love that.
So your next step after doing that would be to numb the skin. 9 times out of 10, if we're doing a microneedling on the hands, we're going to do it with a Restore needle. Whenever we use a Restore needle, it's going to be a lot more comfortable to use numbing cream. So you can apply this. You want to make sure you have your gloves on. You can apply it with the stick, just to kind of get it even, and then massage it into the skin until the client's numb.
Yeah.
So with this, you're going to have the numbing cream on for 30 minutes. After you've had it on for 30 minutes, they should be completely numb. You want to remove it. So you can remove the numbing cream with the hydrating cleanser. Sometimes what I like to do is get a 4x4 beforehand, a little bit wet, and wipe it down. That way you're not just sudsing up the cleanser and the numbing cream. You're actually wiping down the and kind of like a little bit harsh with the 4x4. Wipe down the residue of the numbing cream. Use our cleanser, which is not going to aggravate. It's a calming cleanser. Cleanse the skin. And then think of your skin after that. You want to make sure that it is degreased. Kind of like the way we do when we do chemical peels for the face. Yeah. So for the degreasing, our protocol is alcohol. You could definitely also use witch hazel if someone has a sensitivity to alcohol. And you're just going to wipe off any residue with the alcohol or the witch hazel. Okay. And then just to follow up with that, you're going to get your distilled water on a 4x4 and then just wipe down your hand just to neutralize the area. So we've got two different pens. Both of our depths are at the top of the pen. On the electric, we've got the speed at the bottom, and on the cordless, we've got it underneath the pen. So we just want to get our settings right before we start our service. So here, we're going to talk about depth. So a nice medium is 1.5, I think, on most people. If someone has thin skin, you want to do a little less than that. You can do 1.0 to 1.5 in terms of your depth. And if someone has thick skin, 1.25 to 2 millimeters. 2 millimeters, if someone's got thin skin, will be entirely too much. We don't want them to be bleeding, just pinpoint. So if you're unsure, do the 1.5, but just, see if their skin is thick or thin. And then just like with anything, when we're dealing with something that's not the face, your speed is going to be medium to high. Okay. So depending on the client would depend on how I would choose medium or high. Okay. Just like with our face, we do more of like a medium and low. So medium's a nice safe range. If you've got a client that's a man, real tough skin, real thick skin, then you could turn it up high.
And you'll be able to tell by the redness, right? The response.
Well, the redness will let you know. So redness is fine. Redness is okay. What we don't want to see is bleeding. Okay. If your response is bleeding, you're being too aggressive with the treatment, and it's not the stronger the better. It's kind of matching the speed and the depth to the client's skin. Okay. Perfect. And so when we're doing these treatments, we want to make sure that we're using our MDPen serums. The reason why we are able to stand behind these is because we've done testing and studies, and with the products combined with the MDPen. So we all know there's 1,000 products out there, some good, some bad, some in between. But these have been proven to be safe. You're not going to get a reaction. Yeah. So we prefer that you definitely do the service with the correct products.
Because they're formulated for use during and after treatment. Absolutely. Which is the key, I think, here.
So when we're doing the microneedling, we're going to use, after we've done our cleansing, we're going to use our hyaluronic. That's going to give us our slip. If you're not using enough of a slip, it's going to feel like needles are going across your hands. Okay. But just applying a real thin layer over the hands will give you that nice slip where you can kind of just go over and glide. So we're thinking with the face, we know it's 7 pumps. So for the hands, I would say about 4. You can give or take, but even though we are thinking nourishing and we want all that hydration in, we want the hyaluronic in their skin, we don't want to just be pumping endless pumps of hyaluronic. Yeah. It's not necessary, because essentially you're just doing a thin layer, putting the needle on, we're driving that hyaluronic acid into the skin anyway. It's about 4 pumps. So the way I like to do this is I like to use a little disposable cup. So then we're not cross-contaminating during the service. We're not having to wipe anything, down, in the middle of the service. Just have it in the cup. It's disposable. It's a cleaner way. It's protecting the client. And then also you can use your fingers and kind of double dip. Yeah. And I would start off, like I said, with just 4 pumps. I think that's perfect. Okay. So this is just going back to telling you just to put a real thin layer on.
Actually, I think this one has a video, so we can see.
So there we are, just putting a real thin layer.
Yeah, and you can see it glides really easily, and it's
silky. It feels very silky.
Yeah, that's a great word. I love that word.
And so she hasn't even dumped back in. There's just one little
that was all
layer.
from one.
Yeah. I mean, it'll go. And you can do the fingers if clients have like dry fingers. For the most part, the top of their hand is what they're working on.
Yeah.
But if they wanted to do their fingers, they can. And so with the hands, just like the face, we want to make sure that we're cross-hatching.
And we actually have an example of the crosshatch method. So you're just up.
Yeah. And so with the crosshatch, we're going to go up and down, left and right, and diagonal. And I want to explain the reason behind us doing this is when you're only going in one direction, the client's hands are going to look like you've just got a cat that scratched them. They're going to have lines all going up the hands. The surface is going to look bad. And then not only that, the reason why you're going to get that look is you're not covering the whole area. So in order for the needles to get the whole hand, cover the whole area, you want to make sure that you cross-hatch. Now, of course, if you're doing the fingers, you could do just like a small cross-hatch, but make sure you're getting all the areas.
Okay. I think this is another video.
Here's another one where we are showing you the crosshatch. Now, this is perfect. What I found in doing this, what makes it really easy is if you actually hold the client's hand. So you can have the client put their hand kind of in like a fist position.
Okay.
Or you can kind of hold their hand with your thumb tucked under, with them gripping onto your thumb. And what that does is it holds the skin nice and taut for you.
Got it.
And it also makes the area more flat. So this is a little trick that I found that works.
It's a great trick.
Yeah.
Really cool. And then here we have another one.
So here is the stamping method. This is something I like to do in the problem areas.
Okay.
So we're going to do the cross-hatching as being the treatment. If someone has dark spots, sun damage, even scars. A lot of people have scars on their hands. Then you're going to go back and you're going to do stamping. And so stamping is just holding your pen even on the skin for a second and then lifting up.
Okay.
Also, thinking about that, like if you've got a man, you want to be a little bit more aggressive, do the crosshatch, and then you can stamp over their skin.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay, so here's a great example of how you want your after treatment to look. So a little bit of erythema is perfectly fine. It's normal. It's going to show on some people more than others, not just based on complexion, but just also your skin type. What you don't want to see though is bleeding. So again, if they're dripping with blood, if you're wiping up blood, you're going too aggressive on their hands. And what you don't want to do is make their skin so sensitive that when they're going out and about in the sun, you're causing more. You don't do a full circle, you're causing more damage.
Yeah.
So just a little bit of erythema is fine. This is perfect. And then naturally, your skin after this treatment is going to feel a little raw, a little tight, a little burned, and so you're going to use your copper mist. This is going to be an anti-inflammation.
Okay.
This helps just kind of calm the skin down.
Got it.
The nice thing is too, we've done this treatment on you. Like the nice thing is, we use the spray, the copper mist spray. So we're not really messing with your hands too much after they feel sensitive. We're just kind of misting over them. And then here is the human growth factor. So this is something that estheticians could or nurses could use afterwards. It could be considered an add-on treatment, or this could be something that you could, put into your treatment. But this feels wonderful. The human growth factor. This feels wonderful for soothing the skin, hydrating, and it also promotes the healing. And you're going to get, I would say, double the effectiveness because you've got those human-derived growth factors that we're putting onto the skin. Yeah. And remember, with all the channels open, your skin's absorbing it.
That's so true. And it's a really great consistency. Like if you just watch this, it feels so cool and calming to the skin. It's really nice.
Yeah, definitely. And then for the clients, you want to make sure that they're going home with what they need. And the reason for that is, afterwards, you've done the treatment, everything's been done correctly, and then they're going and using just their antibacterial soap or whatever they're using on their hands, or they're congesting moisturizer, or or something that maybe is perfumed, and you're going to get a reaction.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that they're going home with the cleanser, so they're able to cleanse their skin. It's calming. It's got the calendula in it, so it's going to be very healing for that reason. And then whenever their skin feels dry, you're feeding the skin with the hyaluronic. And then mist, you can do that throughout the day. There's not a protocol with the mist in terms of how often. You can just mist throughout the day whenever it feels kind of tight.
Okay.
And then the human growth factor, that's something if they want to add that to it, you're really going to boost the service.
Okay.
I like to put that one on at nighttime.
Yeah,
and
me
just
too.
sleep with it.
I love sleeping in it. It feels so nice.
And so here we are just talking about the four products again.
Yeah. And that's the end of the slideshow. Is there anything else you want to add? Any last comments or?
I just think that the hands are overlooked. I think that to add it on to the service is a great add-on, and you'll see results every time. And so I think if anyone has any questions, I'd love to answer them. And
Yeah, no. We have 14 people. Right now I'm not getting any.
No questions. And this is something we'll come back and look at. So if you have a question later,
you leave it in the comments.
Yeah, we'll definitely get those answered.
For sure.
But just remembering that, there's a lot of aging on the hands, and the microneedling can be done on the hands and really lift those dark spots. And it can be done, you can do it on a day that you're already doing their face.
Exactly.
It's an easy add-on.
It's a great add-on. So anyways, so if you want to learn more about adding MDPen microneedling into your practice, please give us a call. You can also, to schedule the call, go to www.mdpen.co/schedule, and you'll be able to find that. And, we have a bonus. So if you order your MDPen today and mention this class, you will get up to $600 off the price of an MDPen electric or MDPen cordless device. So to receive that special offer, call 888-313-1450. 1415, sorry, but obviously it's right on the screen. Anyways, thank you so much, Nadine, for joining us. This was awesome, really helpful. And leave your comments down below.
I was gonna say, lastly, like I said, I think this is always a last minute thing you think of, but someone wanted to do the refined needle, they totally could. It doesn't have to be restored. If they just want like a polished look, they could do that. Not so much problematic skin, just nice polished look. That's another option. So
we have that, like it says down in the bottom left corner. You can customize your treatments with 2 needle choices, and both needles really will. They have their different benefits. So depending on the client will depend on which one you would choose. So if someone books for this, or you're selling someone on the hands for the needles, I would definitely always go to the Restore. Yeah. But for someone that wants a polished look and their hands are just really dry through the winter, then the refined is really nice to get that. Get that slight exfoliation, and then infusing that, getting that hydration of the hyaluronic into your skin. So it's a great time of year for it. That's so true. All right, thanks everyone. Thank you again, Nadine. Bye.